Alright guys, so actually get this. PlayStation right now has two big games that are going to be mobile and just mobile only. They're not even going to come out for the PlayStation 5. And these aren't just like random titles either. These aren't new IPs. These are actually some of their biggest and most notable IPs. Starting with Ratchet and Clank, okay? Ratchet and Clank, that's been a PlayStation IP for a very long time. It was always supposed to be like a rated E game that was supposed to appeal to a broader demographic. You know, they were hoping to recapture the success that Mario has with, you know, all ages and whatnot. Mario, it appeals to children and appeals to adults. And Ratchet and Clank was supposed to be like PlayStation's version, I guess, of Mario, and didn't quite do it at all. Didn't even come close, right? But they tried really hard with that game and it failed. But that's going to be a mobile game. They're bringing that to cell phones and Android and iPhone devices. And the other game, which it looks like a PlayStation 5 game when you actually look at it, but it's not. It's just a mobile game only. And that would be this Horizon game. Horizon, both games together sold about 38 million copies total. So one sold 25 million, and then I guess the second game like about 10 or 15 million or so copies. So that's probably one of their most successful, that's probably their most successful franchise in the last 10 years or so, is Horizon. The Horizon games are PlayStation's most successful games. However, I think they realized that even though it sold very well, it's probably because they didn't have any other games at the time. They didn't really have much of anything else. And on top of that, the Lego Horizon game, they made that game hoping it was gonna do some really big numbers, right? It's like, okay, you're combining your most recent success with the Lego company. They took that game, Lego Horizon, but let's all be real, nobody bought that video game at all. So they really thought that game was going to blow up and be a huge success. This is Herman Holtz's little baby. You know, he's the one behind the Horizon games, and he's now like, well, he was one of the guys in charge of PlayStation for a while, but now he isn't anymore. But even still, that's again, like, they're trying to make this Horizon series like a really big thing. They were going to make a TV series or a TV show, and it just didn't happen. They got canceled because they realized it ain't that damn popular at all whatsoever. So now it looks like PlayStation is finally giving up on making their biggest video games for the PlayStation 5. Instead, they are going to take their biggest games and go mobile with it. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. It's like because here's the thing, they could still why not just put it on both? Why not put it on a PlayStation 5 and on mobile gaming? Especially when you look at the Horizon game, you're just like, this already looks like a PlayStation 5 game. You know, it doesn't look like a small game whatsoever. It doesn't look like a mobile game. The Ratchet and Clank one does look like a mobile game, but even then, it's like, it's so weird. Like, it's so weird how they would put these on a mobile device and not on the PlayStation 5. Now, some people will argue and say, well, Nintendo's got like 10 mobile games. Yeah, but if you actually look at those mobile games, they look like they were meant just for the phone, and that's it. They like, you know, those are not games you would be able to play on a home console the way Nintendo designs them. And they're definitely not games that people who don't care to play mobile games in the first place would bother with, even if they came to the home console. So anyways, guys, I just thought that was pretty funny. You know, PlayStation is, you know, they got bullied by Nintendo yet again. They've been getting their ass kicked by Nintendo, and so they're just stepping out of Nintendo's way. You know, they kind of try to compete with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild with their Horizon game, and it got its ass kicked, okay? Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom sold far more copies than those two games, and then they thought, okay, well, we're gonna make a Lego version and we're gonna put it on the Nintendo Switch, and that's gonna, yeah, the kids are gonna eat that up. No, it only sold like 25,000 copies, and that's it. So, you know, it got outsold by games, by niche, very niche Nintendo games like The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which sold like 4 million copies, which is way more than what Astrobot did. So, yeah, the Lego Horizon was a huge failure. And so now Sony's or PlayStation are just like, we got to get out of Nintendo's way. They're going to crush us. They're going to destroy us. Our games are not going to have any chance at success if we keep putting them on home consoles. So instead of trying to make these games for video gamers, we're just going to make them for casual gamers who like to play, you know, on their cell phone or whatever. And so that's what they're doing now. They're basically getting out of Nintendo's way and, you know, doing their own thing because Nintendo has bullied them out of, you know, making traditional video games. They've pretty much, Nintendo has bullied PlayStation into going mobile. So yeah, Ratchet Clank and Horizon. I forget the name of the actual title, but that's what they are. It's a Horizon game and it's a Ratchet and Clank game. And they're going to be only available on mobile devices. So if you are one of the many stupid fools that wasted $500 or $700 on a PlayStation 5, well, yeah, it's looking like that was a really bad investment because PlayStation's like does not have any faith in their video games doing well, and they're just going to take it to cell phones instead. So you might as well sell your PlayStation 5, your PlayStation 5 Pro, and just play your PlayStation games on your phone instead. And if you want a real gaming console, just get a Nintendo Switch too, or even just get the, you know, regular Nintendo Switch. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Clearly, this is PlayStation trying to get out of Nintendo's way. They don't have the confidence that they could compete with Nintendo anymore at all. I think the Lego Horizon game on the Nintendo Switch, I think that was basically like the final straw for them. I think that was basically the wake-up call. Like, yeah, they're not going to be able to compete with Nintendo at all. Their games are going to sell like trash. That game was like on every platform except the PlayStation 4 and Xbox Series, and nobody bought it, nobody cared about it, because who the hell cares about Horizon like that anyways? It only sold well, like I said, because there was really nothing else out there on PlayStation. That was like one of the only games you could get on PlayStation. That's the only reason it sold so well. But if that franchise was truly popular, it would have done good. The Lego Horizon game would have done really well. It didn't. It absolutely bombed, and Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom sold like 1 million times more than it did. So yeah, Nintendo continues to bully PlayStation, and let's see what else happens next.